So I'm gonna start this off by saying my expectations for this video are low. Seriously, like down in the gutter. My prediction is his closet will be full of t-shirts, sweatshirts, jeans, socks, underwear, and maybe some running shoes. Which, let me be clear, I've got nothing against those items individually. Seriously, they're all classic pieces of menswear. My issue is when a guy's lazy and doesn't think through his clothing and the message it sends the world. I'm not saying you need to wear a suit, and I'm not saying that you can't wear comfortable clothing. What I'm saying is figure out which clothing looks great on you, sends the message you want to send, and then develop a uniform so that every day, without any work, you actually look great. You look amazing. All right, so I'm done with my rant. Let's get into it.
Welcome all millions of new subscribers that don't want T-Series to win to my closet review. Closet review. What's inside Felix's closet? Pewdiepie, he uploads gaming videos, right? Just kidding. Closet review. So this is something that has been requested by maybe 2 or 3 people. I did a closet video a few years back, and here we are, finally.
I'm gonna have to go back and find that old closet review, and I like how he's honest about only 2 to 3 people asked for this, and he's doing it. What a guy.
The thing that everyone has been waiting for. Closet Tour Part 2. Can we get some Closet Tour Part 2 hype in the chat, guys? Are you zooming in on my face? Oh yeah. Okay. First off, as you notice, new closet.
Now, first up, that's not exactly a closet. A closet is usually built into a wall. That specifically is a piece of furniture known as an armoire.
Much like if you think it's a cooler closet. Second of all, I've been kind of scared to make this video because I said a lot of stuff that I regret in that video, a lot of preachy stuff about, no, I wouldn't spend money on like this. That's so dumb, and here I am. I've spent money on everything. I'm sorry.
I like how he's apologizing for what he put out. Here's the thing. If you're not in the wrong, never apologize.
First of all, this is a no judgment zone, okay? So no one can judge me. I'm looking at you. You cannot judge me, okay?
I gotta stop this video now because I just judged Felix, and I feel bad because apparently this is a no judgment zone. So what happens when you judge somebody in a no judgment zone? Does that mean you immediately need to leave and to reset? Is it something you are barred? Do you need to scream and identify that I just judged you? These are questions I just don't know the answers to.
Listen, I stopped drinking and I don't spend money on whiskey anymore.
Well, that's an interesting fact. Congratulations, Felix, on staying sober. That's good.
What am I gonna spend YouTube money on? Wow. What a diverse and nice closet is your immediate thought, isn't it?
So first up, I wish I had better lighting in this video so I could actually see what's in the closet. The camera angle could be better. And if that is what he's spending his YouTube money on, which I assume is millions of dollars, these pieces are going to be expensive and probably overpriced. Maybe he bought a bunch of Supreme. I don't know. Point being is I'm very interested to see what's in this. So let's get to it.
Wow, he sure likes black, doesn't he? Closet review. Where do I begin?
That one.
Which one?
The sleeve. Yeah.
This one. This is the latest one I bought. It's this is a problem when you have black clothing and pugs. I still wear it for some reason.
All right, so Pewdiepie is dropping knowledge which any pet owner knows, and that is whenever you wear dark clothing around your animals, what happens, especially when you hold them, you get dog hair, you get cat hair all over the place. Now, if that's you, they've got tools for that, lint removers like this, but you can also use Scotch tape in a pinch if you don't have that lint remover, or a simple brush. And yes, there are clothing brushes out there specifically made for clothing, but I find a regular paddle brush that has just really, thick bristles like this does a fine job. And you also, if you're wearing sports jackets, if you're wearing suede jackets, you do want to brush them off, especially after you go out to eat. Bits of food can get stuck in there and it can damage the clothing.
It's from June G. I think it's Japanese? I don't know. You'll probably notice that most of my items are very oversized. I really like this one. Look guys, it's fake. It's not actually layered.
All right, Felix, I gotta stop you there. Let's focus in on fit. You guys know I've talked about the style pyramid. Fit at the top is key. Anytime you buy clothing, you want it to fit your body, you want it to fit your profile, you want it to fit your body shape. So Felix right here, he's got a thin body. I don't know how muscular he is, but here's the thing, is that the clothing he's wearing he wears this because he thinks it's comfortable. It's not necessarily comfortable, it's just familiar to him. So whenever he wears clothing that fits his body, it will initially feel unfamiliar, but he's gonna notice after a few wears, it's much more comfortable. Why? Because when you wear oversized clothing, it doesn't fit you right, especially in the arms. Why? Because they cut those armholes huge. When they cut huge armholes, whether it be a sweater, whether it be a shirt, whether it be a jacket, when you raise up your arms, guess what? The whole shirt raises up. You actually have clothing down below that's being pulled up and is restricting your movement. So when you buy clothing that fits your body, and for a thinner guy, I have to admit, he's probably going to need to shop at higher end stores that make clothing for a thinner profile. And when you do that though, you actually are going to feel more comfortable in it. It's going to look better on you. It's going to complement your build much, much better.
That's fashion. Do you see this I'm wearing? That's fashion. What purpose does it have? Absolutely nothing. That's fashion. Smash like.
So on the surface, I have to agree. Fashion, what's the purpose here? I mean, you watch a video like Zoolander, and like, come on, are all these fashion guys, I mean, all these fashionistas, I mean, it's stupid, isn't it? But then you look at how many times we make decisions based off of a visual. And I agree, fast fashion, fashion on the runways doesn't seem to make sense, but it's kind of its own thing if you dive into it. But I will say that a guy dressing in a manner that conveys strength, conveys respect. Gents, the way you dress matters because people don't see that fancy degree. They don't see that 10 years of experience. They don't see everything that you can bring to the table based off of your work history. What they see is what's in front of them. And they make split-second decisions just like you do on whether or not this is a good fit, whether or not they want to open their door, whether or not they want to work with you.
I really like oversized clothing. Here's another oversized. This is from Gosha. Gosha is one of my favorite brands. You probably, for those of you know the brand, it's a really cool Russian designer. He really brings back the feeling of being homeless in Russia, but paying hundreds of dollars to have the look.
I like the way he encapsulates that. And to me, it really summarizes what many people feel about fashion and style is that, yeah, it doesn't matter. You're just paying a lot of money to look like a homeless Russian. But, it's more than that.
Please don't judge me how much money I spend on clothes, okay? I'm not trying to flex. This is just, I have a problem. This is sad, is what I'm saying. But I love Cavent. I don't know how to pronounce it. Every time I say a brand wrong, they're like...
Pewdiepie, I feel you. I mispronounce things all the time. In fact, if you've heard me mispronounce things on my videos, do me a favor, smash that like button and let me know that you're enjoying this video and that yes, I could improve my pronunciation. Now today's video, gents, brought to you by Vitamin. As you guys know, I'm an owner and without any bias, I can say we make the best damn grooming products on the planet. Seriously though, why take my word for it? If I were you, I'd say, Antonio, put your money where your mouth is. I want to try some of the products for free. Well, guess what? I've done that. Down in the description of today's video, guys, you can grab your free sample kit over at Vitamin. Use that link, go over there and grab our sample kit absolutely free. Why are we doing this? Because I want you to try the product. I know right here, this aftershave balm, this is what got me into Vitamin. The story is almost 2 years ago, I tried this for the first time. I was like, oh my gosh, this stuff is amazing. Reached out, got to know the owner, found out she'd been doing this for 20 years. She is way ahead of the curve in some of the top spas around the world. And all of a sudden, Claire brought me and said, you know what, Antonio, we have no online presence. Can you help us? I'm like, yeah. And I took on an ownership stake in the company and I stand behind every product we put out. Because we're using these natural and organic ingredients found in the Australian outback. It's a really unique company. Go check out our website. Even if you don't buy anything, even if you don't want our free products, go check out what our story is and how we're different from all the other grooming products. That being said, if you're a guy and you shave, if you use any type of skin products like anti-aging creams, moisturizers, you would never try a face mask, but you want to, and you know they're good for your skin. Guys, go check out our product deck over at Vitamin. The ingredients speak for themselves. We're very transparent about this. And guys, grab your samples for free using that link down in the description. It's not going to be around forever. Use that link. Go grab your free samples.
I freaking love it. And they have this one as well. I love this shirt. A lot of fashion now is neon, this type of green, kind of like, I don't know how to just explain it, computer-ishy. That's what I try to do with Pew News, the merch, but I don't think anyone cares. Seriously, they have the coolest designs. I just see I see everything from them and I'm like, I want it. I want it all! I feel like my opinion about clothing has changed a lot with, it's nice to own some nicer things, is what I'm saying. Treat yourself. I guess before I would buy, Maya, please, I'm talking about fashion here. Before I would buy maybe one cheap item and I would wear it once and then it's like, I don't really care about even making it nice. But you buy nicer pieces of clothing, even though it's filled with hair, you kind of want to take care of it more. That's how I feel like.
All right, so this is really good. There are two really insightful comments that Felix just shared with us. The first one is don't be afraid to want what you want. If you're big into art, if you're big into fashion pieces, if you want really nice shoes, you want a nice car. A lot of people are held back because they have this shame or this feeling that either they don't deserve it or that for some reason other people are going to react negatively to it. You need to kind of throw that to the wayside. If you've worked hard, if you've earned that, yes, it's a great thing if you want to donate to causes that you believe in. But if you want to go out there and buy the really nice car, you want to go out there and get those really nice shoes, I view this as you're supporting a business, you're supporting an economy, you're supporting people that are artists, and there's nothing wrong with that. With going after what you want and just improving yourself, and really, yeah, I don't see an issue with this. I also like how he hit on buy better and take good care of it. Because so many people, they go out there and they buy cheap shirts. They go out there and they buy cheap clothing, cheap items, and they use it a few times, they throw it away. That is fast fashion, and there's nothing great about that. Instead, buy once, pay a lot more, cry about that price, and then use it and take care of it. I've seen finance guys talk about this. I've seen, it doesn't matter whether it's a car, whether it's a camera, whether it is a jacket. Find what makes you feel great, spend what you need to be able to get it. I'm not talking going into debt, but I am saying put your pennies aside, save those things up, and then get what you want, be happy with it, and take care of it.
My mom bought me this. I guess vests were cool for a while, but it didn't last long. Maybe they'll come back. I don't think anyone wears vests. It was one of those fads that if you fell for it, you're kind of a loser. But thanks, Mom, anyway. I really like it anyway. I don't care, all right? That's a nice vest, man. Did your mom buy it? Yeah, she did. Shut up. And she's lovely. I bet you wish your mom bought you clothes.
Now, Felix's comment about vests is true. Over the last 10, 20 years, we've seen them go in and out of fashion, but vests have been around for over 150 years. They're a classic piece of menswear.
One thing that I really like to do is layer sweaters with a polo shirt or something like that. This is also it's got a weird YouTube logo on it. It's kind of strange, but it looks cool when you layer it. I like doing that a lot. I had in my bitch lasagna video, I had a layered polo shirt underneath.
That's news to me. I had no idea that Pewdiepie had a bitch lasagna video. I don't even know what that means.
And I love that polo shirt so much. I thought it looked so cool to layer it. And I was like, oh, this is so dope. I found a thing that is cool and not a lot of people have it. And this is mine. And I washed it and it shrank. And it cost $500.
All right, Pewdiepie, I feel you. Who hasn't had that happen when you buy something you really like and you wash it and all of a sudden it drops 2 to 3 sizes down? It's happened to me actually a couple times. Point being, read the labels and be careful with wool.
I love this thing. It's a bag from Alex. I always wear this and people are like, what is that? And I'm like, it's fashion, bitch. What the f do you think? Where else am I gonna keep my keys? How fast can you grab your keys?
Good point.
I thought you always catch things. What are you doing? All right. Well, how about black caps, everybody? You want some black caps? Oh yeah, this is I love this. Listen, you will never understand the power unless you have this. The power of wearing a Saturday hat on a Saturday. Here's one of those things you buy online and you're like, why did I buy that? Cool. How do I wear this? Someone tell me. I love weed tabs, but what the f is this? We got the Pewdiepie. McDonald's. Time to respect women. Suki. Kevin. Sesh. McDonald's. News. Shout out to Tsuki. Sorry, Tsuki, but the most important of all, the Gucci face mask. If you don't have one of these in your closet, then what are you doing? A lot of people have been asking about the sunglasses I had in Bitch Lasagna. They're Swedish. They're called Command, I think.
All right, so that was a lot, and now I think I have a better idea of what Bitch Lasagna is. I'm assuming it's a music video that he did or something to that extent.
There's this Instagram blog that every time I wear a new outfit, they figure out where I bought the clothes from, and I'm always so amazed that they actually found it. But one of the few things they haven't found out is the glasses, so there you go. No one cares. Moving on. I finally made it, the belt fit. I bought this belt for 200 pounds. And I could not fit it through any pants. but I managed.
Quick lesson here. When you buy clothing, make sure that it's going to work with the other pieces in your wardrobe. This is one of the key components to the interchangeable wardrobe. And that's the idea that if you bought 3 pairs of shoes, you bought 3 trousers, 3 shirts, 3 jackets. The idea is that they could all work with each other. So instead of having just 3 outfits, you have 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which is 81. So 81 potential outfits from that. The idea that you could walk into your closet blindfolded and be able to piece things together and be able to walk out looking decent. Now, that's hypothetical. In real life, it doesn't happen, but I will say in general, when you make sure that you buy a belt that actually fits your trousers. Don't forget, dress belts are going to be about 1.25 inches in width. Casual belts, about 1.5 inches. And it seems like the belt that he bought is probably 2 inches in width. You do see this on larger, functioning belts. You see in the military, we saw belts like this. Don't know why he bought this belt. I don't know why he spends, what is that, like $400 US on it. But hey, I guess he's talking about it in a video. He probably made it back and can write it off, right?
Is anyone surprised? What else do we got? One thing that I said in my closet video that everyone's been giving me shit for, which is the fact that I said like, oh yeah, I like to have like a lot of watches. Cause then, a lot of cheap ones, cause then I can just like keep changing them, cause I always get bored. That's what I said. I never wear these anymore. The thing is, I bought this this watch. It's not like crazy expensive, but it's still an expensive watch. And I bought it because when I proposed to Marzia, you got a ring. And I'm like, what do I get? And everyone's always said, oh, if you're gonna buy a watch, you should buy it for an occasion. And I thought, okay, what better occasion to buy a watch than our engagement? So that's why I got this Rolex. I really love it. It really changed my whole opinion on watches, because I usually didn't used to get it. I was like, why would you spend so much money on a watch? That's just stupid. Preachy moment incoming. The reason I like it so much is because I think with fashion and clothes and accessories and all this stuff in general, it's always so fast. Pretty much don't wear most of the stuff that I had from a year ago, and I love the fact that I have one item that I'm always gonna have because it's associated with a memory. So this watch will always have a meaning to me, and that's why I really like it. Obviously, it doesn't have to be expensive to do that, but also the fact that it will last you a lifetime, which makes the difference. Please don't hate me, okay? I changed my mind.
All right, so really good. Another insightful moment when he talks about what that watch means to him. And when he said not super expensive, I'm thinking, okay, with this guy, with his funds, it probably is a Rolex, a common luxury watch, the most common on the world, hence why they're valuable and almost treated like a currency and have been going up in value. But a Rolex, I agree, is a great, I bought a Rolex whenever I had my first $1 million year with my business. This one right here, I've got an Explorer. This is a classic. Definitely it's one of the least expensive of the Rolexes, although difficult to find. This steel Explorer right here, I love it because it reminds me of exploring the world with my family. It doesn't look flashy. It doesn't scream Rolex like a Submariner does. It isn't made from any precious metals. It's expensive, but if I had it stolen, I would be upset, but I wouldn't, it wouldn't break me. Point being, this is something I can wear every day without thinking, and it has special meaning. So when you can find something, again, it doesn't have to be an expensive watch. You made a great point about that. It could be a $50 watch. It could be, a fragrance. Find something that whenever you put it on, it reminds you of a time, of a place, and all of a sudden, that's when those accessories, that's when that particular item gains more meaning, and you start to understand why people care about this stuff.
Shoe time! So in my video with Dave and Joel, they made fun of me for having big shoes.
You should see the shoes Felix wears every day. They're like this big, this
Bro,
big.
they're not that big. But they're not that big. This is from a Swedish brand called 80s. I love these shoes. I wanted to buy shoes with big soles because I know what's gonna be hip. I know what's gonna be trendy. And I was like, big shoes, it's popping. I want to find a pair, but I could not find one I liked. 80s dropped these, and I was just like, bam, I'm buying these. Epic style. I realize it's kind of pathetic. I'm just trying to hide the fact that I'm a manlet. But they look so good. What are those, guys?
All right, so really quick, let's talk about those shoes. I can't see them really well here, but I get the point. They're probably gonna add 2 to 3 inches, if not more, to his height. We got really thick soles here, and I will say that for a lot of guys, wearing shoes with a heel, shoes like boots that are going to add 2 inches to your height, is a great thing, especially if you're of average height, you're below average height, because you want to look taller. Why? Because we've all heard the studies that tall men are going to be more successful, more likely to be CEOs, or that women prefer tall men. And that's why a lot of you guys, I know, want to come off as tall. You just view it as an important thing. Unfortunately, as guys, there's not really much we can do. We're born with our height. But there are things you can do to dress in a way that you will have a slimmer silhouette. You'll look taller from a distance. When you wear boots, when you wear shoes that have a bit of a heel, you are going to come off as taller. But I will tell you, the good news is, if you want to come off as more attractive to be taller, you only need to be a couple more inches taller than the woman you're engaging with. And if she's really tall, then all that goes out the window, because a lot of taller women actually don't care about height anymore because they're taller than pretty much most of the prospects out there. Point being, it is an initial judgment that a lot of women use, especially online. Online, it's ruthless. But I would say that if you're a shorter guy, nothing wrong with wearing shoes that are going to add a bit of height. And if you're looking to date and not have height used against you, look to engage with people in person, because you're going to be able to get past a lot of those online metrics that people are using to be able to filter people out, which is, sorry, it's just the reality.
I don't really look at brands. I'm not really brand conscious. I just buy what I like. These are Alex pants, by the way. A while back when the Triple S Balenciagas were super popular, I wanted to buy them, but I also thought I just couldn't get myself to do it, because I was like, no, everyone has the Triple S and I want to be different. So I bought these instead, which I never wear. Because why did I buy expensive white shoes? What the hell was I thinking? You walk on these all the time. Anytime I wear these and I'm out with Marcia, I just have to keep like a distance from her to make sure that no one steps on these.
All right, so this is a mistake to highlight, and that is buying something that you don't wear. That is going to be your most expensive purchase, because if you spend $50 on a pair of cheap shoes that you never wear, well, those were really expensive because you never got any value, versus spending $500 on a pair of shoes that you absolutely love and you wear hundreds of times over the next decade because they don't go out of style. That was a much better investment. You see how that works there?
And if we're at a restaurant with other people and someone accidentally touch your shoe, which happens, and they go, oh, I'm sorry. And I go, that's fine. But inside, I'm like, you fucking bitch. What are you? These are Balenciaga. I just end up not wearing them. Great purchase. Great story. I know. Hasn't this been a great time? I had fun. Look how wide these shoes are though. Honestly, I did a good job. That was Fashion Closet Tour. Welcome to my closet. See you next year. Bye bye.
All right, Jen, so what video to watch next? Well, if you enjoyed that video, you're going to like this one. Ryan Serhant, and I go over his $1 billion broker closet. I'll tell you, this closet was very different from Pewdiepie's. Pewdiepie, nothing against his stuff, just not my cup of tea, but Ryan did a great job. Well, yeah, I'm not going to ruin it. Check out the video right here.